Shabbat Shalom. It's my desire that during this time you have an easy fast that we're going through. And, you know, Yom Kippurim, or Yom Kippur, this is a special festival, and it's considered in our traditions as the festival of the festivals. Even though the Hamoedim, the appointed times of the Creator, all of them, they have the same value to us. But a tradition sometimes builds with the time certain special things. And especially when supposedly through this period of time you are going to be forgiven for your sins. And look and listen carefully what I say. You're going to be forgiven for your sins. Like there is only one time that you can go to the Creator to receive forgiveness. No, and sometimes this is what has caused so much misunderstanding. This festival is a communal festival. It's not an individual festival. It's very important to understand that, because it is the whole Israel. The whole Israel is coming together, and we're coming before the Creator. When we used to have the Mikdash, you know, when we used to have the temple, you know, that was a different thing, and that was a very special, apotheosic, very deep meaning to the people. Sound the shofar, the high priest, the Kohen Gadol will get in the Holy of Holies, and he will dress at that time, and in the most simple way, you know, with a white kittel. No, he wouldn't have the robes that he would have in a regular services. This time, totally the contrary, will come very, very humble. And this is the word that is played sometimes in this festival. Really the word means to become poor, to make yourself poor. And in a sense comes the idea of to make yourself humble yourself. And when you go before the Creator, you know, it is very important that you do not go with an attitude. Look at how good I am, and look at what I have done for you. No, it's totally the opposite. It's a sense of coming to Him as community, all together, and saying, we have been together during this year, and now it's time for us to start again, you know, to renew ourselves, to do things better than we were doing before. On the times of the temple, you know, like I said to you, that was a very, very special time in which there were many, many different services going inside. And when the Gadol Kohen, the Gadol Kohen, will get in the Holy of Holies, you know, everybody was expectantly that he was coming out, and then he was going to give a blessing because he will intercede for the whole people of Israel. The intercession was important to understand it. But how can be an intercession when the people who participate don't care about the intercession? And today we have passed many, many thousands of years. We have a very interesting traditions, and we follow these traditions. And that has become Yom Kippurim, the holiest of the holiest days for us. But the truth of the matter that it is not. It is one more of the Moedim. And we need to know, because it's Yom Kippurim, it's the only day in the year that we are going to be nice, and we are going to dress in white, and we are going to be better than any other time. No? The expectation is this, that you are like this the rest of the year. There is no a one-day occasion or 1 hour occasion, or it's a fasting of 25 hours and then that's it until the next year. in our greetings today, at the beginning, we say Lashana Tova Tikatevu, no? And then the may your name be written in the book. Then we say Lashana Tova Umeteka, that you have a good year and be sweet, But already in that period of time, beginning 40 days prior to Yom Kippurim, the month of Elul, we are preparing ourselves for this special time. And we are trying to be better. To me that's in certain ways sad. That you're trying to be better only in a period of time. Instead, that becomes part of you. That is your brand. That is your way to identify yourself. One of the greatest problems that has been facing through many years in leading a congregation, leading a community, is sometimes that one of the things, the more religious you become, more hypocritical you are. And sometimes religiosity is a covering to what you really are. And needs to be the opposite. You need to come out and be yourself. That's what our Creator is expecting, especially here in Yom Kippurim. Interestingly enough, many people take this day as one of the saddest days of the year, when needs to be the most joyful time of our lives. And you would say, why? Well, it's very simple. Finally, you're going to be yourself. No, finally, you don't need to act. Finally, you don't need to look like somebody else. But what we have done with this time of the year is just the opposite. This time we are more holier than anybody else. We are better than anybody else. And we are forgiving it to everybody in every moment. I said, why you are forgiving? It's only today. You have the whole year to do it. And sometimes we announce it like as a great triumph, as a great accomplishment. Oh, you know what? I asked forgiveness to this guy that I hated. Now I hate it less. It is something that we are losing because we are becoming religious. There's nothing greater than what our Creator has given to us. The capability to make our own decisions. The capability to understand. The capability to reason. The capability to talk and to communicate. All of these things that I just mentioned to you are the likeness and image of our Creator. He gave it to us. And He gave us in order that we can have a relationship with Him. That is very important. You have heard me over and over about this same subject. And you're going to say, Rabbi, why are you repeating in Yom Kippur about this? I already heard that. I know that many of you say, oh, again, Rabbi, with the same subject. I need to tell you, if you didn't learn it when I have been talking to you for 25 years, and you are not learning today, I don't know what we can do. I believe in miracles, but the Creator is expecting for you to act. It's time for you to take the initiative. It's time that you do things accordingly. Don't expect that somebody else does for you. Your rabbi is not your shield. Your rabbi is not your protector. Your rabbi is part of you and your community. When you are hurt, your rabbi is hurt. When you are happy, your rabbi is happy. Because all of us, we are part of the community. And we need each other to work together. And this time of the year, that we are learning and we are fasting and we are saying, mea culpa, mea culpa, mea culpa, like we just done in the service. Sometimes I ask myself, does it really mean something to us? Or is a mere exercise of a liturgy? And I know myself, but I do not understand what I am doing. To me it's more important 2 words that you understand than 1,000 words that you do not understand. It is time that we become more down to earth. It is time that we start being ourselves. The beauty of what the Creator has given to us through the Torah. Through this, I call it biblical Judaism. The sense of relationship with the Creator. Blessed be His name. The capability that we have been given to have a relationship with Him. Blessed be. And we do not take it. And we do not see it. And sometimes we take it for granted. Let me tell you, at this time of the year, I wish that all of us will be very, very happy to say, my Creator, now I understand. Now I know what you have made me. Now I understand why I am here. Now I understand why I need to have a relationship with you. Now I understand that I don't deserve it, but you are so gracious. Your chesed, your rahamim, your love, your mercy for us is so great that I do not deserve it. And that made me humble before you. I humble myself. And there is an excitement because you say, I can be myself. Nothing wrong with me. The only area that I need to get it straight, I need to work on that. And instead to start asking forgiveness, like the Creator has given you a piece of paper, and He say, well, you can commit 50 sins, okay? After this 51, I don't forgive you. No, that's not the case. The case is when we come to Him and we acknowledge and we realize the sin that we have done, it is for us not to do it again. It's for us to work. The great Rabbi, my great teacher, I call it, Rambam, Maimonides, I love to read him. In his study about Teshuvah, it's amazing all that he writes about Teshuvah, about forgiving. But one thing that got in my head reading him was about the idea that Teshuvah is not a vain exercise. Teshuvah is no words. It's not to say, mea culpa, mea culpa. Teshuvah is to understand what we have done. Listen this. To understand what we have done and be sure that we ourselves try not to do it anymore because it's so bad. We try not to do it ourselves. In Psalms 139 and other Psalms, they say very clear, search me, O God, and look within me and see what is there. And show me and help me not to do it again. This is a relationship that we have with the Creator. In Yom Kippur, what we are learning is about this great relationship that we have with Him. It's a partnership. You see, when people ask me about, Rabbi, do you believe in miracles? I say, of course I believe in miracles. And they say, there are people that have miracles for anything, And I say, and I explain to them certain things, and the simple thing that I give it an illustration in order that they understand. Do you remember when our people needed to cross the Red Sea? Yeah, of course do you remember. Do you know what the Creator did? He parted the sea. There were walls of water on the side, to the point that the people were scared to cross. But they needed to cross. Let me ask you this something. What would be easier for the Creator as a miracle? To make a flying carpet and to put all of them there and cross it? If he's going to part the sea, what he was no more, I will say, imaginative. You know, why he bring a Boeing 747 and cross everybody? You know, he can do anything. What he needed to do in that way? Because the miracle is the impossible belongs to him. The possible is for us. He opened, but we needed to cross with the enemy behind. Then we needed to run. We needed to push. We needed to hard. The soil was wet, you know, to push the car. But we did it. What he does is what is not possible for us. The rest he gives it to us. That is a partnership. In Yom Kippurim, what is the greatest problem that we have as human beings? To forgive ourselves. You know, it's interesting that it's very easy to forgive the neighbor. It's very easy to forgive somebody else that you don't know. But try to forgive yourself. No, that's difficult. The one that does that is him. But how he does it, that's what we need to understand it in this process. Because we come to him. We open ourselves to him. And we don't come with excuses. We come directly to him. You see, excuses to him doesn't work. Because he knows us better than we know ourselves. In this beautiful day, we fast. Because that's the tradition that has given that idea. And the idea is, our sages, for example, they are going to explain to us that the reason that we fast, even that in the Torah doesn't tell us to fast. You know? What in the Torah teaches is that we need to impoverish. We need to afflict it. And that's another word that they use to translate the word. No, our souls. You know, what it means? What it means that we need to come to the reality of seeing ourselves like we are. How many times I have been doing counseling with people? And you will be surprised when you do counseling what the people think about themselves. And sometimes many of them, they have a distorted vision or idea about themselves. Good or bad, but it's distorted. There are some that they think they are the last Coca-Cola in the desert, and there are others that would think they are nothing but a nothing, they don't deserve to live. You have extremes. But what they really they are? The Creator is in them. He breathed on them. Each one of us, we have that. We are already not need to tell us that we are something special, not something different. And because of that, we need to be grateful already for the life that we have. Yes, there are some that have very difficult situations. There are some that look like it's very easy. You will be surprised when you know a person be real, deep. You're going to realize that not everybody is in hunky-dory life. But all of us without exception, we have access to the Creator. He has allowed us to be with Him. And how much more as a community coming together and coming to Him and asking. And once a year, we have the opportunity to say to Him, through all the things that has gone, we have gone together. We are going to start again. Because our God is the God of the beginning again. He never ever get tired of us. You see, He's not like us. And this is the positive side. The good side is to do the things in the right way. But many of us, like I said to you at the beginning, we cover ourselves with a covering of religiosity. And we're trying to look like that we are holier than other people, or we are more suffering more than others, or anything like that. And it's all about expressions of you are showing off. There's that person who say, I wrote a book, how humble I am and how I want to tell you. You need to be careful that you do not use this time to make yourself to look how dedicated you are. Are you fasting? Wash your face, said Yeshua. What the neighbor needs to know. Of course, today everybody knows that we are fasting because it's Yom Kippur. And some of us, we can say, and the other, we can make our own theatrical situation. Who do you think you are going to impress? Do you think you can play with Him? This is why, to me, it's so exciting about this time of the year. Because I can see how many of us we play better than the others. Instead, to rejoice that this is a very special day. It's a day, like I said, to reckon with yourself. This is the time in which, basically, you can be yourself. You don't need to imitate anybody. How many of us, we wish we were somebody else? How many of us say, I don't know why I was here or was there? Be happy. And you hear that thing in the 80s? Don't worry, be happy. Well, let me tell you, this is what the Creator is telling us if we are honest with ourselves. Honesty begins within us. Because this is to have a relationship with Him. Everybody would like to tell you about the Haka. In Yom Kippur, you need to do this and you need to do that, and you need to be nice, and you need to write down how many people you have hurt in your life, and then you need to spell it out and ask for forgiveness for those things. What I recommend you, instead to write a list for 1 year, I recommend you that it's easier that you deal with every issue at the moment that appears to you. And don't wait until the next year, because your list is going to be so heavy that you cannot even take it. This is why we need to be more honest with ourselves. Are we having difficulties? I am not dealing right with some person. I did something that was not right. Well, let me deal. Let me talk about it. I have a simple way to do certain things. Sometimes, as a rabbi, as a leader, I have done things to people, sometimes totally unknown. That I didn't even realize I did something to somebody. Maybe I didn't say hello to the person with the right smile, or maybe I passed and I didn't say hello and I forgot, I didn't see it, or maybe somebody was talking to me and I was listening to somebody else, or I was not putting attention. That happened to me all the time, and that person take it personal. The rabbi doesn't like me, or the rabbi doesn't care about me, the rabbi doesn't want to talk to me, the rabbi, and one day, suddenly from nowhere, boom, explode. And I started scratching my head because I said, what I had done to this person, Suddenly this person started telling me a lot of things I did. And by the way, immediately I don't say, no, I didn't do that. I totally the contrary. Maybe I did it, I am human. But what is the problem? In me or in the other person? If the other person has felt hurt by me, why that person didn't come and told me? You see, part of the problem that we have in every community is, instead to talk to the person who has hurt me, I go to the neighbor. And I tell the neighbor, by the way, this is one of the things that we have say, my head, al head, by the way, gossiping and talking about others. Or sinachinam, I wonder. We have mentioned, I think, don't feel like I didn't know that. Well, I go, and instead to go to the person who has done something or hurt me, my feelings, whatever, go to the neighbor and I say, look at what he has done to me. Can you imagine? And the other person, who with the big ears, say, oh, it's terrible. I was thinking that maybe the same thing because, and then they go to the third, and the third, you're totally right. But, I don't know what we have here. But we need to get rid of him. Suddenly, there is a revolution for something that is little like this. This is in a small community. Can you imagine a large community? I like politics. I hear so many things in the news about lately. And to me, it's very sad. And the sad is not what I hear in the news. The sad is what I hear in the people who repeat the news over and over again, and they make it even bigger. And they don't even know if it's true or not. And then 3 days later, they say, oh, I'm sorry, we committed a mistake. There was a time there is a Hasidic tale that is said about a little shtero, where there was a rabbi in the community. And and there was a very well-to-do man who was kind of jealous because he had the means, but he didn't have the respect that the rabbi had. And the rabbi was very humble man. And he was upset about the rabbi, that everybody went to the rabbi, and he, with being a millionaire, nobody came to him only when they needed money, And then he started spreading things about the rabbi. The rabbi does this, the rabbi says this, the rabbi that, and everybody started listening. And a little town, when they talk, and arrive to the ears of the rabbi. And the rabbi say, who told them, looking, going back. And by the way, it's very interesting when somebody say, somebody told me, and I say, who told you? No, I don't want to get in a problem. See, you're already here. You are already part of the gossip. What are you trying to say to me, that I am holy, that I don't tell anybody, I don't betray anybody? You are part of the gossip. Anyway. But here what is very interesting. He find the guy, he find this rich man, and he brings him. And they confronted and talk to them, and the rich man, they say, I am sorry, Rabbi, I did this. let me tell you, forgive me, I pay you, I give you whatever money needs. You know, everything is money at the time. And the rabbi said, no, I cannot forgive you that way. But tell me, whatever you tell me, I do it. Okay, then that's the case. I'm going to tell you. Get a pillow full of feathers and take in the middle of the plaza. Open it, throw it in the air. And then pick up every little feather. And then come back. He goes. 3 days, 4 days, 6 days, 7 days. Finally, he come back. Rabbi, I cannot pick up all the feathers. It's impossible. Once you open your mouth, it's impossible to bring it back. One of the greatest sins that Israel is suffering today in this time of Yom Kippur is sinah chinam, free hate all over the world. And it's spread out. To me, the saddest part was just this last week when I heard from a Jewish person speaking bad about Israel, following the things that the Palestinians and the other people tell about Israel. By the way, I don't want to mislead you to think Israel is holy and pure. I am not trying to say to you. But the truth of the matter is that they do more for others than anybody else. You know that right now, Israel is in Mexico. Right now, Israel is going to go to Puerto Rico, and they're helping people to the greatest countries in the world. It has been in places that they didn't accept them, but they went to help. This is Israel. Yes, they do things that are wrong. That's the reason that they can come out. But when you talk bad about somebody without even knowing that that person is like that, you are a destructor. You are destroying. I have seen this here in the community. I have seen here outside the community. In Yom Kippurim, our Creator is what is asking us is to throw all those ugly things that we have, to really be ourselves as a community, to be together as one. And not to go so much about the formulas, and what is more important is the deed. You see, it's very easy to say, I'm sorry. But I'm sorry without meaning is nothing. To say, I have sinned, and you don't believe that you have sinned, why do you say it? We go through motions, and the motions are not the ones that make us. It's the reality to find ourselves first. One of my favorite portions in the Tanakh is the portion of Yirmiyahu Hanavi, the prophet Jeremiah, in chapter 17, when he say, "Cursed be the man who trusts in man." And then he say, but blessed be the man who trusts in the Creator. And then after that he say, the heart of man is deceitful. Who can know it? And the Creator say, I know the heart of men, and I test their hearts, and I give them accordingly. At this time of the year, I want to tell you one thing. You cannot play or put of me or I'm sorry. Those games don't work to the Creator. Because you're not dealing with us. You're dealing with Him right now. During the year, you're dealing with each other. Right now, you're dealing with Him directly. And He is asking you to be honest. It's the same idea, by the way, if you remember, Adam and Eve. The Creator asked Adam 3 times, where are you? Where are you? And what you are hiding? I am naked. What are you are naked? You know? Look, never ever the Creator accused Adam of doing something wrong. He gave it the opportunity for Adam to say, is Adam in that moment, you could see how will change the whole view. If he say, I'm sorry, Lord, I disobeyed you, and I did wrong. I allowed my wife to put me in this situation. My job was to protect her, and I didn't. We will be still in the Garden of Eden. But what he did, the woman that you made before me, I didn't ask you. I was happy like that. What is the relationship here? Who I am blaming? Him. Eve is not too far away. Eve did exactly the same thing. After the Creator asked her 3 times, she said, the snake that you made me do it. Because if the Creator didn't make the snake, she wouldn't be in that situation and she wouldn't do it. From the beginning, we are told who we are. But He is still faithful to us. Blessed be His name. Well, my dear friends, a simple message from Yom Kippur. Instead to tell you about the book, the chapter 16 of Leviticus, the chapter 23, and they say this and say that, and the word is this and the word is that. You have heard me so many times speaking about that. You know, it's telling you, right now, we have the greatest opportunity to be honest with the Creator. Look at it. Look at what a gift. We do not need to live by appearances. We don't need to justify ourselves. We are free to tell Him, you know what? I blew it. Sorry. Help me. Let me do better. Make me better. Because today I need to begin again. Because you are the God of the beginning again. May the Lord bless you. Have an easy fast. And enjoy this time in the presence of the Creator. Shabbat Shalom.